How's it going, everybody? Doing my games I completed in 2025 video today. This will be the last vid for 2025. I'm filming it Tuesday the 30th, but it's going up on the 31st. Didn't beat much this year. 7 games. It's at least half. I think I beat 14 last year. I did complete Indiana Jones just before, so I was able to get that one completed. I'm hoping to, complete more games in 26, but we'll see. 2 of them were download games. I'll talk about those now. One was the House of the Dead remake, the first one. I downloaded that a couple months ago, played it. It's just House of the Dead remake. It's basic stuff, just a quick game. Go in there, have some fun. Was a light gun shooter. I obviously did not use a light gun, but it was fun. Good music in there. I think it was a little different. Music was different from the original. I don't know. I think it was. I can't remember. The cat wants to go by the window and make noise. But yeah, that was one. The other downloadable game was A Way Out. I played that on the Xbox One as well. That was cool. That was made. I think that was the first game made by the people who've done It Takes Two and was it Split Fiction. It was cool. A little clunky at points. I played it with my fiance, and she was struggling. Like, we played It Takes Two together as well, but this one is a little more actiony. So when it got up to parts where shooting was involved, it was tougher for her. So I had to take everybody out. But it was still a pretty fun game. I forget the 2 dudes' names, but you start off in prison, and then you break out, and there's a pretty good twist in there as well. So it kind of ends on a bad note, but but it was fun. But you both have to do stuff, and you got to get up here and do this. You're doing that. There's some collectibles I believe you can find, or shit. Maybe there is. I can't remember. It's pretty good though. It was not as good as It Takes Two. They definitely got better. I don't know how Split Fiction's supposed to be good as well, but they definitely improved. Still a pretty good game though. And the last Xbox One game here is Trine 5, A Clockwork Conspiracy. We've played all the Trines. This one is like the others. You can play up to 4 player. We just play the 2. These games are gorgeous. They look great. And when the game's working, it's working well. But this game, you'll get frustrated with each other playing this game. Because you're kind of trying to do your own thing. And if you get a little too ahead of the person, it does not split the screen, which is annoying. It forces one of the players to the other one, which can be annoying. And sometimes you almost have to brute force your way into things and stuff. But when it's on, these games are really cool. The puzzles are cool, and you get new abilities. For each character has different abilities. Actually, it's a 3-player game. Sorry, it's not 4-player. Oh no, it does say 4. But there's the 3 people. I cannot remember their names. The wizard, the archer, and the knight. I forget their names though. They do have their own parts where they go off by themselves, and you can level up their abilities and get different abilities and stuff like that. And then you're also getting shit where you can create more things as the wizard. He creates blocks and balls and planks and stuff. The knight can use his shield to do stuff. He's got other abilities. Woman can shoot her arrows and shit. Come on, cat, what are you doing? Don't ruin another fucking video. It's fun. When it's working, it's working. It's just going to frustrate you. But it is gorgeous, and the gameplay is solid. It's just sometimes, I think a lot of that, part of it's because of the game you'll get frustrated, but part of it's also because when you're playing with other people, you're trying to do different things, and if you're not on the same page, it can get frustrating. And on to the 4 PS5 games. First one up here is Hogwarts Legacy. I did some gameplay on this. I don't know if I did a review on it. I may have. I liked it. I said did the gameplays. It was fun. It takes place in the 1800s, I believe. I don't know what this cat's doing now. She's like jumping towards the window. Takes place in the 1800s. Your character like can perform the ancient magic or some shit. That's big. Starts off in the beginning where this guy comes to bring you to school, and then you get attacked. You go from there. You get to Hogwarts, and the Hogwarts is great. Great realized version of Hogwarts. There's hidden shit everywhere. The combat's fun with the spell casting and shit like that. You learn a lot of spells throughout. You do learn the unforgivable curses over time. There's the room requirement. That's where you can do all types of stuff in there. You can what's the word? Decorate it the way you want. There's also like your little, it's like almost a mini game of when you steal, you're just stealing these magical animals, right? You're helping them apparently, because you could take out poachers who are trying to, kill them and shit or sell them. But then you just go around there hanging out and you just like put them in your bag thing. You got to do stuff, find them, and then you get them in there. You usually have to hit them with a certain spell, I think, or something. But you can put them in there and then they breed and shit like that. It's a little kind of mini game type thing. Pretty cool. That's what you're doing, a lot of side stuff, going after poachers and other things. Like I said, a lot of this stuff I've not played in a while, so. But the Dark Wizards are in league with some of the goblins. They're trying to get the ancient magic as well. I think they want to start a war or something. I cannot remember. I think they turn on each other at some point. What was the guy? I can't remember the main bad guy's name. Rinrock or some shit. Something weird. But you can do your spells so you can stealth people and shit. You can go into, I think you get a trophy for like going in and taking everybody out without being seen. There's other stuff where you can do like kind of go to certain points, you go in these little thing, and it's almost like a wave-based thing you can do. There's a few of those around. There's a lot of side stuff to do in the game world. It's not a huge game world, but it's solid, looks nice. Once you get the broom, you're flying all over the place. You cannot fly into Hogsmeade. It's like a shield around it. But Hogsmeade's in there as well. And you have all the shops and stuff like that. There's a lot of side quests. Some of them are really cool. Some are just random, stuff. Forbidden Forest is in here. You're doing some of the ancient magic stuff as well. Which is nice. It's like you hit one thing, you gotta like follow it around. And it usually involves some traversal stuff in the environment. I'm trying to, like I said, I haven't played outside of now Indie and Silent Hill F. And Indie I can't remember a lot too because I started it up again like at the end of the game. So I'm trying to remember stuff from this. You get a lot of the plants and stuff. You can make different potions in the room requirement as well. Brew potions. It's not as cool as how you did it in not Goblet of Fire, Half-Blood Prince on the 360. There's a ton to do, and inside the school itself, there's tons to do. As you get new spells, you can access new areas. You're getting all types of stuff and collectibles in this game. But the school is great. You obviously can use the sorting hat at the beginning to see what house you're in. I ended up in Ravenclaw. You can kind of manipulate which one you want to go to. I did want to be in Ravenclaw. It's a cool game, though. It looks nice. It sucks that there's no Quidditch, and they didn't add it as any DLC. The Quidditch thing's there, but the headmaster's like, it's canceled for whatever reason. Somebody got hurt or some shit. I don't know. You can ride some of the beasts as well. The hippogriff. Maybe that's the only one you can fly on. I'm pretty sure you can fly on it, right? I'm not making that up. But the combat's fun with the spells. Like you're when you're hitting the spells and you're doing it right. And I think it's like when certain characters are using like a shield for certain spells, you got to go to a different one because they have like kind of color coded, depending on like if they're offensive ones or kind of other ones and stuff. They'll have different things, and then you can break their shield that way and start hitting them with incendio, flipendo, all the other ones that I cannot remember. But it's really cool. There's like these chests you got to throw the cloak on, the invisibility cloak to go up to because there's an eye on them. You can pop those open, get money. Like I said, there's a ton of collectibles and little side things to do in this game. There's some broom. When you're on the broom, there's some ones where you fly through the rings, or you got hit balloons or something. And there's some races maybe as well. Like I said, there's a ton to do in this game, but I really did like it. It was definitely a fun one. I know they're making another. What are you doing, Pudgies? I mean, definitely play it if you haven't. If you're into, you don't need to necessarily be into, I guess, Harry Potter. Even though it has nothing to do with Potter. You're into the wizarding world. You're gonna enjoy it. But I mean, even if you don't, it's just a fun game. There's a lot to do. I would say I would want the open world to be bigger, but it doesn't really matter. Sometimes it's nice when the open world isn't massive. Because sometimes I just get overwhelmed in big game worlds these days. And back in the day I didn't, but now I kind of do. Next one up here, RoboCop Rogue City. I don't know if I did a review on this one. There is like an expansion one that I almost picked up during the Black Friday sales, but I didn't. It added gameplay and stuff. It's like $20. I probably should have got it, but this is still a cool game though. You got Peter Weller back as the voice of RoboCop. I think the woman also, what is her name? His partner. I think she does the voice as well. I could be wrong, but it definitely has the likeness. I can't remember her name though. And other characters you've seen in the other ones, or in the movies, are here. I want to say this takes, I don't know when exactly it takes place. I want to say it takes place after 2, before 3. Once again, probably wrong on this. Lewis, is that his partner's name? Lewis? It's really cool. It's in first person. The guns and the satisfaction of like shooting the guns, they have a good impact in this game and they feel good. Some games, like I said, the GoldenEye Reloaded, 007 GoldenEye Reloaded, the weapons sucked. They had such a terrible feel to them when they felt worse than the original GoldenEye, which is nuts. You'd think they would have improved, even though the original GoldenEye, the guns did have a nice impact and feel. This game does. You're upgrading stuff for RoboCop. Actually, I think that's what that DLC you get on disc 2 is. I think you're playing as him, as Murphy, before he gets obliterated and then turned into RoboCop. You get upgrades for RoboCop. There are some side missions in the areas you're in. It's a gritty looking Detroit. There's some side stuff to do. The side quests are pretty nice, from what I remember. You fight a couple Ed 209s here and there. I think you fight the main bad guy, spoilers here, if I'm remembering correctly. I think he becomes like the dude in RoboCop 2. I forget. But it was a really fun game. It was cool. They even do some like basic like cop stuff when you're like going out giving tickets and shit like that. And you got to deal with some stuff in the precinct. The precinct's cool. You got to deal with some in the precinct and shit. People come up to you like behind the desk and people come up with their bullshit. So stuff like that. There's a shooting range in the precinct as well. There's, like I said, there's collectibles in this also. You're finding shit. You can upgrade your gun. I'm trying to remember. The upgrade thing was interesting for the weapons. Like you had to put in certain parts and then you're getting pluses and minuses, I'm pretty sure. like, oh, you want more impact and plus this on impact, but you're losing like firepower and stuff like that, or you're losing like ammo capacity and shit. You gotta kind of figure out how you want to kind of balance the weapon with these things and stuff, which was kind of cool. It was a really good game, actually. Honestly, like I think this was kind of a surprise for a lot of people that ended up being as good as it was. But like I said, I really liked it. It looks pretty good too, and all the voice work is good. It's like RoboCop movies, you know. It's tongue in cheek kind of satire, over the top dark type stuff, you know. There's comedy elements in here as well, just like the movies. Definitely worth checking out as well. This has got to be a $20 game at this point. I beat this early in the year. This and Hogwarts I beat early. I was beating games early, and then I just stopped. I stopped giving a shit. I'm hoping to get interested again in 26 because I have enough PlayStation 5 games to play. Want to go in there again? Up next, Silent Hill F. I've done a review on this. I'm not going to go through everything again. I think I did a gameplay as well at the start of the game. I really enjoy this game. Apparently this is split. A lot of people love it. A lot of people hate it. A lot of people think the combat sucks. Like I thought I talked about this. I thought the combat sucked in close quarters. I think when you were out and more open, it was 1-on-1 or even 1-on-2. It worked fairly well. I didn't think it was bad. I mean, the Silent Hill combat's never great to begin with. Now this one has the dark shrine area where you go. What is your name again in this? Hanako. You're in school. It's based on your uniform, but you might actually be older than that. It's one of these, you know, Silent Hill's story is a bit, you know, out there. There's a lot of symbolism and shit like that. But you're going around her town, all of a sudden the shit Silent Hill stuff happens, and it's like all flowers and stuff, and the enemy design's nice. It's a nice looking game. Some of the puzzles are a little annoying, admittedly. The Scarecrow one was kind of annoying. There's one other one. I can't remember which one. The Dark Shrine stuff is alright. That's when you get like the wolf arm. You go through it. Your character goes through it. She goes through it in this game. When in the Dark Shrine, like, your top half of your face, spoilers, gets peeled off. You lose your arm. One arm gets hacked off, and then you put a wolf arm in. Because you have the guy who's in that world. I forget what his name is. Shu, I think his name is, your one friend. You and their characters have been friends forever. Like I said, it looks nice though. I played with the voice acting in Japanese. And I feel like it was more impactful, or would be, I guess. I don't know. I did not play with the English accent, so I don't know. I mean, the English. I didn't play in English. I didn't play with the English. I played in Japanese. I typically do with games where it's like you kind of want to experience it more in the native language. I obviously have subtitles on, so you know what's being said. But good story in here. I like the story, and the Silent Hill stories are depressing, and things usually go wrong. Another thing I didn't like, which I talked about in the review, is when you beat the game, I was like, oh, what ending did I get? Like, I was trying to figure out why I got the ending I got. And apparently it's just the ending you get. Everybody gets. And then it's like, it's meant to be played more than once, which is a little annoying because I'm not the type that immediately wants to jump in and play the game again. I usually move on to something else. And then we'll come back to the game later on for another playthrough. So that kind of sucked because I was like, I mean, I didn't mind the ending. It was, a downer and stuff, but that's Silent Hill. I didn't mind it, but I thought, why did I get this ending? I wanted to look up why I would have gotten it. And then I was like, no, everybody gets it. But it tells you how to do some of the other endings. There's a UFO ending there as well, as always. And then I can't remember which one they're considering, like the real canon ending. But characters were all good. The Dark Shrine stuff was cool. It looked nice, but the combat in there, like I said, sucked. When it was in tight quarters and it was like 2-3 enemies, you're bouncing off the wall, you're dodging and hitting the wall. When you get the wolf arm, it's a little better when you're wailing on everybody, and then you can like take their spirits. And it's the same thing when you get different stuff. and especially in the Dark Shrine area, when you get these different abilities, you can kind of go back to the other areas. And there's another thing you can get, I guess, where you, in your second playthrough, you'll be able to access some areas as well. Pretty long game. Like I said, the enemies look good. They typically do in Silent Hill, regardless of what you think of the game. The enemies usually have gross looks and creepy and weird. But yeah, I did like it a lot. I would give it an 8 out of 10. The only things I didn't really like was that close quarter combat. The ending that you're forced to get was just frustrating in that it's like forcing you to play through again. It's like, maybe I don't fucking feel like it. Now, I will say, as I've moved on, when I beat this game a couple of months ago, I've forgotten a lot about it. Doesn't mean I didn't enjoy it, but it doesn't stick with you like a Silent Hill 2 does, remake or original. So it doesn't have that. But I still liked it. I thought it was good. I think Konami's done well here with these Silent Hills recently. I mean, the people that say this game's like complete shit, it's weird to me. Like, I can understand you don't like it, but really, like, people go, it's a 1 out of 10. Like, it really isn't a 1 out of 10 game. Like, it would have to be broken to be a 1 out of 10 game. I could see giving it like a 4 or 5 or something if you really hated the combat. And then you're collecting items and shit as always. There are some collectibles in this, I believe. Like I said, I can't remember everything. I mean, just that's another thing. Like, a lot of it goes in and out, so it doesn't stick with you like some of the other ones Silent Hills do. I still really liked it though. And the last one is Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I did like this game. I finally beat it. I was playing it and doing well, and then a couple months ago, actually it's probably been 5 or 6 months. I forget when they come out. April. I got when it came out. I probably stopped playing in June. It's probably been at least 5 months. And I was towards the end. I literally had like 2 hours left of gameplay. I really liked it. You're obviously indie. It's in first person this time, and it works in first person. You got a lot of hand-to-hand combat. You got your whip. You're getting guns. You can stealth people with. You can grab items randomly and stealth people with them. And then they have like, you can repair. I think you can repair them. The weapons you have, because they'll break quickly. Some are more durable than others. You're finding fruit and breads everywhere. There's boxing, underground boxing mini games in I think every area. Maybe not every. Is there one in the last area too? I don't know. The beginning of the game, you start off as you're playing Raiders of the Lost Ark, and it looks nice. Going in there, run for the boulder, and it's him dreaming, and then this one, the giants are protecting. I don't want to spoil what it is that you find at the end, but it's Indiana Jones type stuff. It's well in place with the others, movies and games for that matter. But you're globetrotting. You start off in the Vatican, then you're in Cairo, I believe, and then you're in where is it? I always forget this one. Somewhere in Asia. And then there's other little parts that you're in briefly. That you're not in there for maybe an hour or two in each spot. It's more you're moving along snowy mountaintop, and then I think you end up bouncing back in time because that's part of the hook of the things you're finding. You bounce back to another spot or something that just happened, or I forget what it is. But you can also, at a point, you can also fast travel back to these places because it's the same thing. If you get this thing to breathe underwater longer, you need that back in the Vatican in certain points. So you get to go to different places, and you got to go backtracking to get the collectibles and stuff. There is a thing at the end of the game. You collect these ancient relics. I did not get all of them, but I saw the door. They got to put all these things in the giant puzzle type thing. I was like, I wouldn't have wanted to deal with that anyway. You can find documents. You're finding all types of stuff. You're finding little things to upgrade abilities and shit. The combat is fun. Like I said, it does work in first person. It takes a little bit to kind of adjust to it first. There's a lot to do. It's a pretty long game, actually. I was doing a lot of exploring. That's why I wasn't beating the main game. And then I stopped, and I was like, I should just beat the game. Because in that last part, you're on a boat, and you're going kind of from area to area. Like I said, you can stealth a lot of people. You get a bunch of guns, their guns, because you're up against the Nazis as always in Indy outside of what is it? Crystal Skull and Temple of Doom. So you're getting a bunch of their weaponry. You do have a revolver as well. You don't want to really. You can get into some shootouts, but you don't want to get into a ton because most of the time you're gonna die. I had this lucky hat ability where you get killed and you can kind of bounce back, which actually came into play in the end part where I had to stealth through and I was getting pissed, and then I got hit with it. I used a lucky hat and all the enemies walked away, so I put it back on and I was able to hide again and then finish the area to get to the thing. The last boss fight was just a fist fight with the main bad guy, Voss, and then you're kind of both on the whip on this part of the thing, and you're kicking each other, and then the woman helps you, Gina. But you got Troy Baker voicing Indy, and he does a great job. It's a cool game. If you're into Indiana Jones, you like it. If you're into adventure stuff, you're gonna like it. There's stuff to collect, obviously. The puzzles are pretty cool. You use in your book, you get to take pictures and stuff, and you can take pictures to kind of get more hints on puzzles. But there's also pictures you take because then you're getting like currency type stuff to use towards upgrades or whatever. When you find documents and shit and comics and stuff, you get it too. Recipes. It looks really nice. That's false there. Tony Todd's in there. I forget his name. Was his name Lucas or Locus or something? Gina and Indy. It was a cool game. I liked it quite a bit. Like I said, once again, I forget a lot of the beginning of it because I hadn't played it in a while. But it was fun overall. I would probably give this a 9 out of 10 if I was rating it. Voice acting is all solid as well. But yeah, didn't beat a lot of games this year. These 5 physical copies and the 2 ones I played downloaded. I played like stuff like Final Fantasy 16 a bunch and Alone in the Dark a bunch, but didn't get the end. So I might kind of start to complete those games. I'm already halfway through, such as those 2. Even the Resident Evil 2, again, I mean, I'd played it, but it was gifted to me. Thank you again to the person that did on PS5. I played a ton of it. I could complete that again if I wanted to, because I'm towards the... No, am I towards the end of that? No, I'm in the Underground Lab, I believe. I'm looking up there at the other games. Alone in the Dark and Final Fantasy 16 are 2 that I'm halfway through both of those. Alan Wake, I don't think I'm halfway through. But I plan to be more than 7 games in the new year. But yeah, just the games I completed. This was originally a request like 3 years ago, I believe. So it was a good request. I kept doing them. I'll do one next year again. I always say I'm going to like do it by month, but it's just like, let them maybe like twice a year. If I'm really plowing through them. If I've beaten like 15 games in the first 4 months, which I won't. If I had, maybe I'd do that. But anyway, yeah. Thanks for checking this out, and see you in 2026.